I understand the humbleness because I used to be the same way. So
Gotta be humble.
I talk to different photographers, learn the craft. So I'm willing to get the, like I said, get the same knowledge. Why hide knowledge when what like I said, too many eyes, too many eyes and not enough weeds.
Welcome back to another episode of the Living Water Chronicles podcast, man. I'm your host, T.
And this is J-A-Y.
Man, and tonight, the man, they made us proud to be photographers, none other than Ron, the Blue Beast, Billingsley. Welcome to the show. He made the bell out his chair. What up, Ron?
What's good, y'all? What's good?
Clayton Bigsby. Man.
That's right.
Get out of here. You want to see my face? You want to see? No. Bruh, what's been up with you, man? Welcome to the show.
Man, what's good, y'all? Man, I mean, like, trying to keep myself busy as usual.
Yeah.
Shoot, you already know doing this Rona pulled her. She done came up in here. So
Yeah, she been here and she ain't about to go nowhere for a while. Sound like.
Yeah, she in this bitch for the long haul.
she talking her shit.
3 years. She,
Flexing.
you know.
Flexing right now.
Rona sticking around like a credit card payment.
Still popping on everyone. Just racking up.
Gotta make plans for her health. Like, all right, I'm gonna pay it off in like 6 months. If I just divide 3,000 by 8, then I'll be done.
You be like, damn, this shit is something else done popped up. Damn, Rona, you never told me your shit.
Now I gotta buy some milk.
Goddamn, she about to make her collections. Hell, she already has made some collections. What I'm talking about.
Man, she collecting now.
She collecting, goddamn.
Hard. Whether you want to go or not, unless you're not taking care of yourself.
Exactly. What they always say, like, you're not supposed to come out the same way. If Rona finally disappeared or whatever, you're not supposed to come out the same way you went in. So you got, like, she stopped the world. This bitch, she done stopped the world. Like, everybody is appalled. Like, but like I always say, I see the pros and cons of this. And the pros of this, people finally spending time with their family. You know, I see that post. It was like people really don't raise their kids until after 4 when they get off work and stuff. So then you find with your kids and stuff. You going to work and they going to school and stuff like that. But they really don't get that home training. They really don't work the same way until after 4 because that's the time you spend time with your kids.
That's right.
Now with this pause and stuff like that, you ain't had no choice. So you finally realize if that teacher was really talking bad about not even talking bad about the child, talking the real stuff about your child.
That's right.
You dealing with that junk at home. Like, shoot, you dealing with what they finally dealt with during school. If you ain't disciplining your child, if you don't know the manners and stuff like that, you finally dealing with it. But I see the pros of you spending time with your family. You finally starting something what you wanted to do. I'm pretty sure people get tired of working and stuff like that. Like I am. Shoot, I'm tired of it. I done got to the point like I try to build more on my craft and stuff like that. So
you got all this knowledge talking about people not working, not spending time with their kids after 4 and all that, man. How have you been staying busy and productive in these times?
I just been trying, like, learn new stuff. Like, I've been watching YouTube videos and just trying to better my craft and stuff like that. So, like, I've been trying to think of, like, what new ideas what I can do to bring in more clientele and stuff like that. Like, what can I do during this time? Like it's a pause. So you get it's time to work on your own. So it's like a break. Work on your own stuff and stuff like that. So I've been watching YouTube videos, how to bring in, just trying to work more on myself and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's excellent, man. I mean, there's no improvement like self-improvement for sure. Nothing better than, because you got to start with yourself every day.
And it's never too much to learn.
Right. As long as you start in these days, as long as you start your day with a bottle of Lysol and some toothpaste, you all right. You know what I'm saying? Just stay clean, keep your breath fresh, wash your ass, and you're gonna be okay. Be okay out there.
Like the common stuff, the common stuff that you should have been doing already. That's what I got mad about in the beginning of it. And you learn that there are people who don't wash. I've seen plenty of times that not washing your hands. Like, why? People done walked out in the bathroom, walk past, and I'm just cussing you out in my head. You ain't gonna wash your hands? What the hell?
Niggas is
Just
nasty.
got done wipe your ass. But you ain't gonna wash your hands though.
Folks is nasty, bro.
Like, yeah. Corona has definitely exposed the nasties in the world, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of nasty motherfuckers out here. So
Yeah.
Corona has really exposed them. Thank you.
Just like Dirty D from damn
Pootie Tang.
yep. He's like, I'm a nasty one.
I don't wash. Why, nigga?
I'm Dirty D, damn it.
Give me that dirt. There's a question we usually ask everybody, Ron. Where this question is, when life is giving you lemons, when have you found yourself making lemon water? It is metaphorical. I think that's the word for that.
Yes, sir.
Mind question.
One main thing, for real. When people told me, hey, Ron, you need to free up your schedule. Like, you do a great job on your photo shoots and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Ron, free up your schedule. I'm pretty sure you get more photo shoots. This and that. Like, I was always busy. Like, literally, I worked 2 jobs.
Right.
Space Center, then the Staples. Literally, I worked that. Like, Ron, if you free up your time, you get more shoots and stuff like that. So the time I started actually just listening to people and paying attention to it, I was like, maybe I do. Listen. All right, maybe I do. Took that leap out and stuff like that. But when I done that and I still wasn't getting the same thing, I said, I still got to make something work. Like, nobody, like, one thing I always say that at the end of the day is you. At the end of the day is you. So nobody's not responsible for you. Nobody's not, like I said, nobody's not responsible for you. So you got to make things work for your own thing. Like, I can say I never had a real deal hardship, but I had to make things work. Like, it was on you, hardship, like say you lay on the bill, you lay on your rent and stuff like that. I need to put these shoes. What I need to do, I need to work more hours and stuff like that. So I can say that could be when life give you lemons when you make lemonade. When it's at the end of the day, is you responsibilities,
Run it
paying
up.
that phone, paying that rent, paying that car note, this and that. And when you like deal with tough situation like what I need to live off of, why I need off of this, you cut back on your own and stuff like that. So it's just life. Let's put it like that, life.
That's real. I can respect
Righteous.
that. Because all you got is you when you come in and when you go out, it's gonna be you. And then all you got is yourself to answer for everything that you didn't do, people that you treated right or didn't treat right. That's a big one. Cause it's crazy. I found myself doing something and then like I think about how I had an opportunity where things back in the day could have went left with somebody. And then now I'm ended up doing a photo shoot for him or something like that.
Mr. Run, man, tell us about your business name. Like, I mean, I know we kind of like got a hint right there under your caption on what it, what your business name is. But for everybody that don't know, tell us about your business name and more importantly, tell us about yourself.
I bet. Like, first thing with my business name was, I try to incorporate everything I was part of. Like, college is what you make it. So I played in the band too. Shout out Marching One White.
So,
like,
right.
So I cross this band organization, 80 Side, we go by the Beast.
Okay.
So that was one thing. Is the 80 Side like it? We just loved it, like just like that. So after plus I crossed 587. So in spring 12, so I try to incorporate all my organizations. So I try to incorporate my organization in my name because that what really made me.
Yeah. I
So
feel that.
Blue Beast. Then I had the creations because I was doing. I still am doing graphic design and stuff like that. So creation, like creating art, like pictures and stuff like that. So Blue Beast, that's where my name came from. And what started me off for real was nobody wasn't taking enough pictures of the band for me. Like it's very rare that we found our band pictures or just your solo ads or those action shots within the band.
Yeah.
But you already know A&M was always good about football. That's all they more likely focus on.
Yeah.
So like it was my last year, and I finally took intro to photography.
You did it under Kara Fuller?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, same. Yep, I did me one too.
Hey, there you go, Kara. Gave you a shout out. You made it.
She helped make me for real. The logo y'all see behind me, Kara Fuller, bro. She was definitely she had a major hand in helping me do that. Yeah, well, I'm not making this one, but making the whole idea and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I also intro to photography I done her, learning from the basics, from the beginning step to learn learning your camera and stuff like that.
That's right.
Oh, you gotta get a shout out to Kara. So, like I said, after I did that, I took an intro to photography my senior year, and my homeboy actually inspired me to do it because like we was in the same major, industrial technology. But our concentration was graphic communication. So when we did that, I say he did. It was my supervisor always said that do something that complements your work. So we did graphic designing, and he told us, "Hey, maybe you should do photography." He told him that I wasn't there, but he took an intro to photography. He pointed me on to Kara. He said, "Ron, this is what you need to do." I seen him do his pictures and stuff like that. Shout out to my homeboy Alex. In a way, like I said, he inspired me to do photography and stuff like that. Cause he told me with roommates, and he did the same class with same major. He just took an extra curricular class for his major. And he put me on. Yeah, like I said, after 14, nobody would take a picture of the band. So I took that over in the 15 season. Cause I love doing the band pictures, stuff like that. They took me on a Honda. This and that. So that's why I started my craft within the band because I love taking band pictures. Like capturing those moments because we hardly seen our pictures or solo actions or just the band itself within those past years from 09 till 14. So I loved it. And that's what started me off. And after that, doing graduation pictures with that time frame, that last fall semester, then just growing. I look back at my pictures, I'll be like, "Oh, this is why I would look at me now."
Yeah,
like that.
I do that too. I always look back on a lot of my you know how you can look at a picture and you can start hearing the sounds and hearing the music that came out that year, and you think about just the whole vibe of how it went. And you can't go back to it, but it's kind of like where each moment is like timeless. So yeah, I can connect with you on that. You said one word out of there that really stuck with me. You said a lot of words that made a lot of sense, but one word you said was when you look back at your growth. What does the word growth mean to you? As in
improvement. That's all. Not to be the same way you were. That's why I try to do my photo shoots, or every year I try to set a goal. Set something new from what you did this past year. What you doing? What you going to do for this new year, the next year? What can you do? Like, so I try each shoot. I try to do something new. Or I try to keep it the same consistent, but not too much. I try to grow. Try to do something new with each shoot, like different angles or this and that, like bringing in new stuff, or the zoom lens and stuff like that. I try to improve with each shoot. So that was saying, like, it's all about growth forever, and it's not a matter of doing what can you do different, pretty much. That's how I look at it, and that's how growth is. Like, and plus, from what you like, learning your camera and stuff like that. What is new? What can you do new?
You actually naturally answering a lot of the questions that we have on the docket, bro. So I'm just going to, ask like, what really? I know that you like brought up the elements of how you got your name as far as like your business name and the types of photos and whatnot. What really inspired you to be a photographer? Like, is this something that you kind of aspired to do as a kid, or I know you said you were kind of doing the graphic design thing prior. So, did you ever have any thoughts of being a photographer stemming from that, or is that just something that just naturally happened?
In a way, for real. Like, I was focused on graphic design, but I used to hate when somebody gave me like a cell phone picture. To work for a graphic. So that cell phone picture, like you don't do so much, but of course I try to put my best foot forward with that. And creating design, like I said, I never had a bad complaint, but I'm just saying, like, one thing what I took back in saying that you're supposed to compliment your work. So one thing I started also doing was adding photography. We got the intro to photography. Let me do your headshot for this flyer. Let me do this and that. I real deal never saw myself being a photographer.
Right.
I really, for real, knew what I wanted to do till I got to college. I was one of those type, like, of course you already say that what you want to do and this and that until your interest came up, or like I say, you actually understand what you was doing. So like I said, when I got to college, that's why I realized I seen like they did like some type of mini career fair within the engineering department. And intro to industrial technology was my major.
Right.
But the concentration they had, like, we was like the sum of all the programs that, like I said, whatever your concentration you in, you can go to this nigga. You can go to.
Oh wait, because I was like, that look like your brother. I was like, that is your brother. Oh, weak, bro. And he was like, if somebody on the news that be going by when there's somebody doing an interview and they walk by, they be like, I'm gonna go to Burger King right now, while they're interviewing in front of it.
That was so funny. Man. We could just see him standing in the corner.
He was just standing there. He was menacingly just standing there, like he about to hit you with a pillow or something. I'm weak.
Oh man.
That was good. I needed that.
But like I said, within the major part, like, you can go into whatever your concentration is, what you like is what your interest is, or like you can sleep in my major, or what we got was last in my class to graduate within our major. But within that, you can go into electrical engineering, depending on your concentration. Electrical, you go to civil, all like depending on your concentration, stuff like that. We're like a occupation safety and health major. So make sure you get the best of your product. Safety, like OSHA, stuff like that. Like, make sure you could be a supervisor, safety supervisor, and stuff like that. Whatever your concentration was, you can go into it. So we did different study of that, but the main thing that caught my attention was graphic communication. So after that, learned that, and like I said, I used to hate when someone gave me a cell phone picture to work with. I made it work and stuff like that, but someone told me, take the picture on it. Or someone told me, go ahead, take the picture and you can add that to your package. I got your flyer. This and that. You got a high quality picture and stuff like that. Oh. But like I said, I never saw myself being a photographer for real. Until like you turn a hobby into a career.
That's right.
I find that fascinating and interesting because most of the photographers that I know, Tack included, you typically don't really grow up saying, I want to be a photographer. I'm sure there are people out there that aspire to be that when they grow up. But I just find it fascinating that the majority of the photographers that I know that actually doing what y'all are doing actually just came across it as a hobby later in life as an adult. Like, I don't recall like Tack as we were growing up in school. I don't recall him ever saying, I'm gonna do photography. I'm gonna have my photography business. He may have had the idea, but I don't remember him verbally saying that. Same thing with Jason JTI Photos, a guy that Tack and I both know. He came across and became a photographer, and so I just find it fascinating that it's awesome that the photographers that's out there doing what y'all do. It's kind of like it's cool that it started off as a hobby and you be like, damn, I can actually make this as a life, lifestyles,
Exactly.
So I just think that's super dope.
Just depends on how much you pour into it, man. Like,
yeah.
And in high school, I did have an idea for photography. Cool dude named Dustin Woodley. He was
shout out to Dustin.
Shout out to Dustin, man. Dustin was real chill. Kind of like a hippie dude, but not. He was kind of like a business hippie. Like he knew his stuff, but he was really laid back and lax. But you couldn't just walk over him or anything like that. He'll put you in your place if it ever came down to it.
Yeah,
but man, yeah. And then he my ashy ass elbow. And then I'm clean though. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So like he was into photography more then, and I knew about photography. I liked studying pictures and stuff like that back then, just on my either pictures that didn't be in our textbooks and stuff like that. And so I'd be like, oh, that's a good picture, really good. I didn't really know what I was looking at or how to explain it to the T like that. But one of my first video jobs was being the basketball videographer for the basketball team. Both Jay and I, we actually did that job together, and we were just trying to find a free way to get into the game, so we didn't want to pay. But like when you think back, it was like, damn, it was only $5. Like we could we had money, we just didn't want to pay it, and so. Yeah, and then when they were like, well, you can do it or whatever, like Coach, I'm like, yeah, come on out here, go record the game. You record the game, that Frey, go on record the game. We just recorded all of them.
Yeah,
even the away games up until they got to where they were going to state, and then that's when they wanted to try to make us pay and record the games. Like, I ain't about to pay to work.
Nah, bro. It's nah. Nope. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that is something I kind of forget at times. We were videographers for the basketball team our senior year. It's funny, how we would prior to us doing that, we would stay after school behind the bleachers for like hours. Well, not hours, maybe like
just
an hour.
Save $5.
Yeah, so we can get in the game. And then Coach Hill would be walking by when he wasn't the coach anymore. He was the principal the assistant principal at that point, vice principal, and trying to like, did y'all pay? And all of that. Us and Brandon, we would just be behind the bleachers for like an hour just to avoid trying to pay $5. Life was simple then. But anyway, I just thought I would reminisce for that quick moment. But yeah.
Yep. Ron, you probably have a connection to Brandon, don't you? Snare drummer in the A&M band.
Oh, Brandon Lee?
Yep. He went to school with us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And I said, all right, Brandon, he's a drummer.
Yep.
I just seen that Walmart. We always talk. He probably Element 11. Like, not Element 11, but he be doing a great job. Like, he probably I forgot the name of the group, but he be doing different. Yeah, he is Element 11. One of their drummers.
Dude's a dynamic musical beast. Like, even to this day, man. Like we don't talk like we used to, but we definitely still give props whenever we can. If I see him doing his thing in the street, I'm definitely always trying to give a tip. Just throw it out there because he's playing out there in downtown doing his thing.
Definitely talented. He do it
extremely. I don't know why he ain't a millionaire right now.
You gotta appreciate music and definitely talent when you see it.
On the spot, and then he didn't stop at drums like most of us. We get caught up in it. He took it to the guitar. He took it to the xylophone. He took it to he started trying to mess with woodwind instruments a little bit at one point.
The Element 11,
yeah.
And he's a singer.
Yeah. And he can sing very well. But his dad could sing really well also.
Yep.
Lonnie. Big Lonnie. So, yeah, bro. So what kind of you may have already answered this question, but what kind of photography do you do? And then I'll also add in, what type of photography do you love to do the most?
Photography I like to do. And photography I like to do the most. In a way, for real, I like to do it all. Like, there's really, like, photography is a broad career. So in a way, like, unless you just focus on that main point, like some people just do weddings, some people just do portraits, some people just do graduations. Like, by me just starting off free in a way, or I think I'm still starting off, like they say, you still wet behind your ears and stuff like that. I try to do it all, like portraits, graduations and stuff like that. I'm just not really getting in the habit of studio too, getting better at that. So like for real, one thing I love doing natural photography. If it was one thing, outdoors, natural light and stuff like that, natural photography. Like I'm getting the habit of the strobe lights. It adds the sharpness of the picture, so it brings up the subject of the picture. But you can do the same thing in natural photography. Depends on how you do your camera. Now, once you got to learn your camera, so you can make the picture the way you want it, then go back and edit it or whatever. Sometimes what I started doing was shooting to print. That's what we used to do at the Space Center when I worked there. And you want your picture to be, well, sometimes we never had time to edit. So they taught us that shoot and print. So they try to do these space kids, make sure your picture's good, aperture, so we can send it directly to those parents who paid for the photo package. But I was already doing that, but that really made me focus on controlling my camera and focusing, like shooting the print. So what you do less editing, what you have to do. So like I said, I like to do it all. So as it weddings, like I said, portrait graduations and stuff like that. Family, I've done night parties and stuff like that or whatever. Group shots. It's a broad subject, and like I say, all you gotta do is focus on what someone else say. Like focus on what you want to focus on, your craft or whatever. Like somebody like say weddings, you can focus straight on that and not do anything else. But I want to get good at everything else before I just go ahead and mostly focus on one thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you want to double up.
Yeah, so I know how, like, if a situation pop up, oh yeah, I can shoot that. I know how to do that.
Yep. You don't have like oh yeah, that happened. I was on a job and they was like the photographer, they didn't get a photographer for it was like for a graduation. And so I was like, I know somebody who can do that. And then they were like, oh my God, do you think he'd be able to show up? I was like, yeah. I was like, he's always ready. Every time I was like, I'll give him a call and see if I can plug him in. And it was with the school system. So I was like, oh, this would be a great opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to plug. It's like, if I can plug Ron in on this would be dope. And so I just called him and he was like, hello. I was like, what you doing? He was like, what up?
I'm like, what up, though?
Right. Yeah, what up, dude? I was like, man. He was like, I just got to the house, just cracked up with a beer. I was just like, man, look, bring that beer with you. I was like, bring that beer with you to this job, bro. Come get this money real quick, because I was like, the school system looking for a photographer for this thing real quick. I was like, you ain't gotta bring a whole lot of stuff, just bring. He was like, all right, bet. And so he keep his stuff ready. He got it in the whip, brought it, and banged it out, man. So
that's like club to you, bro. Like you helped me out. He's like, bro, you put me on there. Like,
oh yeah, no doubt, man. I throw alley oops.
I'm about to say he threw up a lob for sure. That's what's up, man. We gotta look out for each other, man.
I was gonna say he also named the story where we really talked about, but yeah, it was good. I was ready. I was on the spot ready. Like, yeah, bro, I ain't doing nothing. What up, though?
Yeah, are you ready? I mean, you gotta commend people like you, man. That's dope. And then like the folks, they was digging you and everything like that. I figured you would though, because you just got the right personality. Everybody love Ron. Like I haven't met anybody that has said a negative thing about you. So that's somebody that you want to keep in your life and keep around you and keep trying to find ways to plug them in and stuff and vice versa. Like Rick Ross was saying the other day, how can you be a millionaire and everybody else is around you is starving? That's how you know you're you're not right in the head, and you got to start making ways for your partners to eat on their own. Not saying you got to just give them millions of dollars, but if there's opportunities that come around, you try to just, you know, put your team on it and make everybody around you a millionaire. So that way you making each person better, not just because not because they have millions of dollars, but because they have $1 million opportunities that turn into $1 million experiences. And then you develop $1 million mindsets, and, you know, you take that, and then next thing you know, you develop the whole new Tulsa, Oklahoma all over again. And we out here thriving. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for sure.
Yeah, he actually got a song out called "Buy Back the Block" or something.
Yeah,
I think it's with Gucci and somebody else. But damn, I can't think of who the third person is. But yeah, that whole song is basically talking about buying the block back, giving back to the city and whatnot. Because, you know, he owns like 100 damn Wingstops.
All of them.
He's pretty much the face of Wingstop now. So I know I would say, not only just in the Florida locations, but I think he owns like quite a bit in the southern regions. I don't know, like, as far as how deep Wingstop goes. I don't know if it's up. I don't know if you can get that up north or out west or anything like that. But I do know that he has a lot, you know, and he's investing a lot into his community. So I just think that's super dope, because a lot of artists, you know, once they get on, you know, you just know they from there, but you don't really hear about them like giving back or, you know. So I love to see that when artists, especially somebody as big as, you know, Rose, you know, doing that. So shout out to him.
Jay.
And there's I think an article. There's a group of black people who's buying out this town in Georgia or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting together, like I said, like for real, we should have been done it. Like, we really want to shop black. Like, we should have been on this. Like, have a whole nother Black Wall Street. I know it's hard. Like, it's harder now. Like, shoot, back then I know they work for that. But now, to try to get everybody just come together, that's the whole thing. Everybody just coming together. They always say this. There's not enough. There's too many eyes and not enough we's.
Uh-huh.
So like everybody, like we gathering now for real. We understand. Like, I want to shop black bed, black on. I want to do this, do that. And now I see that this is a generation that they always say something happen every 20 years, saying that a uprising will happen and everybody's working. Like, now everybody's coming together, they waking up, stuff like that. They do this, brother.
He fucking whatever that is.
That's some good ass grapefruit right there, bro. Did you know that grapefruit is high in vitamin C and A, and it can help fight off colds and stuff?
That can always be putting me on nutrients and like what I need to eat and what I need to do in that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, say what?
I done definitely tried his food and
hey man,
dude, shit.
I appreciate it.
Magic right up.
And I still, go ahead. You had what?
I done had this vegan, not July. What am I trying to say?
Tilapia?
No, not tilapia.
Jambalaya. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
There's vegan jambalaya?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yes. And then, like, the whole thing with the different dishes that there are, it's, your goal is not to always try to replace meat with a fake meat from a vegan company, because most of them are overly processed. And so that kind of in turn is like, it's kind of like defeating the purpose on why you trying to walk away from certain foods, because foods like meats and stuff like that, they're already overly processed and they already got a whole lot of crazy junk in them, you know. But my job is, you know, it's not to force people to eat differently. It's just to just show them the light on it, like what I've learned, what's worked for me and stuff like that. And, you're going to eat what you want to eat at the end of the day. But, I mean, you can always try to eat those types of meals at the right times, so that way your body has a chance to catch up with what you're doing. Because subconsciously, we often separate ourselves and forget that, you know, we're not taking care of our avatars properly, a.k.a. our bodies. Like, we ain't taking care of our avatars properly. And so, you know, you just want to make sure you're doing the best you can do. But, I talk a little shit here and there every now and then, like, oh, you shouldn't be eating that, you trying to die. But I just be playing. I mean, I be for real, but at the same. Put that pork down. Yeah, pork. I mean, pork don't really serve no purpose, bro. Like, it serves zero purpose for anybody's life, especially a black man. But, y'all want a bean pie? Swine, bro.
Every time he said the swine, brother, you need to stay away from the swine.
But put that swine down, run ass me on Snapchat. Whip me up some chops, some pork chops. I got them grizzled. I got the glaze on them. Then I got he be like, get you a run. This man will have the grilled pork chops, and if he'll have like mashed potatoes, like sauteed vegetables and some other stuff. Like, he had like a full course. Like, he should be a chef in addition to a photographer or shit. Cause you be cooking, bro. Like, you might as well just start selling plates. Just like Jay. Jay be whipping up. He be like, he like the grill master. So it's like, shoot, maybe y'all can collab on something. I don't know.
What other? I ain't
$8.
I'm there, but I ain't there for you supposed to learn from your friends. Like I said, we learn from everybody else, but from each other and stuff like that. Yeah. And one of my homeboys, he cooks. I'm like, he always hit me up, hey, Ron, I want you to come over and try this. My homeboy Meech, Neil.
Okay.
He always put me on different stuff. Like I said, he do different. He done did vegan enchiladas. He done cook duck. A whole bunch of stuff. So I learned from them. Like I said, all right, I'm gonna. Like you said, you got to taste for what you want. So I stopped buying out because like I could buy what I want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you got to taste for, just cook it. Wings, wings, pot roast, or. Shoot, I did salmon. I did salmon for the first time a couple of weeks ago. Good. Doing more fish. Like that. Chicken. Of course, I love doing baked chicken. I stopped frying. For real.
Oh, yeah?
I stopped frying, and so I baked most of my stuff. Baked chicken. Like, even I'm doing baked wings. I got an air fryer. A New Wave oven where I do my wings on that. A couple of times I do ribs up there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, ribs, chicken. Oh, the air fryer, New Wave?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Air fryer is a move. I got my wife an air fryer for last year. She wasn't really fucking with it like that because I don't think she knew the capabilities of it. And then, like, over the last couple of months, she made one dish in there. And then she was like, oh, I didn't know it could do all of this. And it has, it's one of those it's like an Instant Pot one. And, you can do rotisserie, you can dehydrate, bake, air fry, all kind of shit. So, like, a majority of our stuff is basically made through an air fryer now.
Wow.
She made some honey barbecue cauliflower wings in there the other day. And this shit smacked. I told Tack, I was like, man, why you ain't tell me that shit was good? And he was like, I did tell you that. I was like, yeah, you right.
I've been telling you that, asshole, for 6 years.
So, but yeah, man, air fryer is legit. We hardly ever we hardly ever fry foods in our house anymore. As far as like actually like with vegetable oil or canola oil or anything like that. We make I do fries every now and then, and but other than that, we mainly. We mainly either use the air fryer or we use the oven for what we do, or I grill something. But it's rare that we actually fry foods in our house.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, that's good. We all trying to be on a better tip to get to a better level of health and stuff like that. I can dig it. Like, it's just every day, one rep at a time, man, one step at a time. And that's similar to something that Ivy was saying when he was on the show a couple episodes back, when he was talking about his mouth. Shout out to Ivan Watkins, man. Get with him. That mouth.
Yes. Yes, I got. He sent me some sea moss and some boo boo tea, aka what I forgot what boo boo tea. I think that's what it's called. Boo boo.
Yeah, boo boo tea.
Yeah, so basically it's if you watch the episode Moss, you know exactly what it is, but it's basically stuff to clean out your system and whatnot. It's it's a way to like empty all of the bad shit that's been lingering around in your stomach and whatnot. And the sea moss is awesome as fuck. Like,
yeah, it's like a natural colonic.
Yeah. And then I was telling Tech off air. My wife, she makes smoothies typically for us in the morning. And she's been adding sea moss to it. Mm-hmm. And it is crazy because the sea moss gives like a cinnamon type taste. I don't know if it's because it's mixed with all of the other, like as far as fruits that's in the smoothie or whatnot. But when you add the sea moss in it kind of gives it like a hint of cinnamon. But it's legit, man. We definitely going to have to order a bigger order next time because she really likes it and I like it. So I'm shout out to Aya for real.
Sure. Yeah, he came with all that knowledge on that episode, man. Just dropping it left and right.
I'm always seeing his Instagram. Like me and him, like we be talking on that. So I definitely be paying attention to what he be talking about. And one day we did some sage and stuff like that. Get some sea moss for sure. Like I've been paying attention to what he's talking about. But he put him on sage. I think he had some dragon blood sage.
I bought some. I got 2 sticks of it.
Oh, how you liking it, bro?
Oh, I love it. Like I burn it with my regular sage. Like I light them both in one hand and just, go throughout the house and just, speaking positive affirmations, cleaning it up. Cause sage is also used as an antibacterial, a bacteriant or whatever. It's for the air that's around you. So I also burn, like at the start of the pandemic, I had started getting into sage before the pandemic hit. So like at the start of it, I was just burning it in the truck a lot because ripping and running in business and stuff like that, I would just try to be, saged up in the truck. And so my method is I would light it and then just put it right in front of level 1 of an air conditioner blowing or something like that and just smoke up the whole truck and then get out of the truck and go in the store and do whatever I had to do, come back and it'd be smoked out. But at least I knew everything was covered. And I just got to where I was just burning it all the time in the car. But when I get home, I burn it as a relaxation piece. That coupled with like candles and stuff like that. Like I'm into aromatherapy for sure. But I've been burning candles since I was like 5-6 years old. My mom used to burn them all the time. And she used to just listen to a lot of neo soul and have like, Erykah Badu going and stuff like that. And so now, if the seeds you plant are real, like if you implement stuff on people a certain way and you live in your life, by the way you live in your life is how you plant the seeds. So it's like, if you forcibly trying to do something, then things could end up being that way for whoever it is, or, your child or your dog or, whatever, they see what you do daily. And so how you live daily is what determines your world around you. Like every decision that you make every day makes a big decision in how your future will turn out. So
righteous.
They got real deep for no reason.
I love it.
At the end of the day, it's you. I always live. At the end of the day, it's you. Nobody not responsible for you. You gotta make your own moves.
Right.
At the end of the day, you create the life you want, and like I said, if you can't learn from your friends, your friends reflect who you are.
Back.
Or it can reflect who you are. And like I always say, if you can't learn from your friends or whatever, or what can they learn from you and what can you learn from them? So it's all about growth and stuff like that. It's just growing up, have that mentality. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Everybody same mentality.
Shit, that's all you can do. Just take it in stride and just make it happen. You know what I mean? That's why I was gonna say, like you said, like when you said make your own moves, it's a funny twist. So like, what do you think about people making their own moves around the industry? Like the infamous cell phone photographer people. What do you think about these people? Like what's your you rocking with it, or you just like?
I'm not, but what I have seen, I'm gonna see some dope shots. Like for that's why these new cameras have our camera settings in their camera, in their phone.
Ain't that wild? Sad, ain't it? I saw ISO on a daggum phone. I was like, oh, okay, that's where we at now. They be like, I don't even know what that means. I was like, hey, you won't know what it means because you're not a photographer, bruh. Like, just don't worry about it.
It's easy for someone to get that shallow depth of field, just focus on you.
That's right.
and stuff like that. The cell phone, professional cell phone photography, or you say that cell phone photographers, I done seen a couple of graduation shoots. I'm not hating on picture because like maybe you can't afford it, or maybe you just want it, you ain't want to deal with it. You can just take pictures on your phone. That's how the new industry is.
Yeah.
Everything like quick and easy. I got my picture. Stuff like that. But you pay for, you get, the quality is way different. You're not gonna get the same thing what you get in a cell phone picture and what you get from a professional photographer, or just taking a picture from a real camera. You're not gonna get, but I mean, like I said, I'm not hating on. Like I said, I know I've seen a couple of great pictures from cell phones.
Yeah,
but they have our settings in that, and people just snapping. People just tapping.
Just taking their hand.
I already said auto mode, straight like fuck.
So you telling me this is on My Learning News? So it's actually people out there, and again, no hate on that because this is news to me. So there's actually people out there that are actually professionally being photographers, but using their phones as the camera. You can do that?
Yeah.
That ain't like, wait, yeah, it's possible. And like I said, we've seen a couple. We definitely seen a few.
Wow.
And what they do is all about the angles. Like, you can't. We taking the picture, we like zooming in, doing this and that. All you gotta do is walk up and tap, or catch on the ground, catch that angle, tap. You got that full figure already. But like you said, it depends on the picture that you're trying to get. But yeah, there's some actual people like that, professional cell phone photographers.
Oh yeah,
wow. I know I would see those advanced settings on my camera, but I never really fuck with them like that because I don't even know what they are. So the most I do is just like I may change a filter or some shit like that. But when it comes to like the advanced settings and stuff, because because Samsung, which is what I have, they're known for having pretty good cameras and whatnot. And there's so many features on there. I'm like, man, I don't even know what the hell all of this stuff even means. So I mean, I'm pretty pedestrian and basic when it comes to taking pictures. I'm not a great photographer, anyways, when it comes to like taking pictures on my phone. So you rarely ever see me do selfies of myself or just pictures in general because I know what I'm not good at. So, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm good at it. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you kind of just make it your own. Like, it's just something that you would take upon yourself to just spend time with it for about 5 or 10 minutes on Saturday or something. But I mean, you at the park with your boys or with your kids or your wife or whatever, you might just want a cool picture and you just trying to find ways to make it come to life. And then anything that you're not familiar with, there's always YouTube and Google at this point. Like, there's no reason that any of us in this life shouldn't be great at whatever it is that we're doing. If we're not great at whatever it is, we're just simply not trying hard enough. I mean, we have things going on in our lives. Yes. So we're not going to take that part away. We do have jobs. We do have bills. We got to support our habits, good and bad. So, I mean, like, there's that, but you just find time to make it work for you. And then you just learn more stuff about it. I mean, and then if it develops into a hobby or whatever, or some kind of, you think you could take it to the next level, then that's when you can purchase your first DSLR. But I would say, go ahead and just purchase your first DSLR. Don't purchase a bridge camera. And a bridge camera is like the camera before what a DSLR is. Like, basically a DSLR camera is a camera where you can detach the lenses and change them out. Yeah. No point and shoots. But I know somebody this chick, and she didn't really put me on, but she was telling me about her photography business. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know you did photography. And I was like, what you shoot with? And she said it was like a Fujifilm something. And so I was like, I ain't know Fujifilm made DSLR. I was like, they made Fuji. And she was like, let me see your camera. And so she goes in the bag, bro, and pulls out this, like a point and shoot. Just like press and hold the button for it to focus for you. There, you can't do nothing with the front of the camera. It's just all on one or two buttons, and you can. Yep, that's all you do is just this. And she was, and then but here's the crazy part. some of her work was actually pretty fire. I was like, oh, you took that with this? Like, you know, I'm just like, all right, but she didn't create the settings for each one of those shots. She found a creative way to make it happen. But for people that don't know any better, they just figured, okay, I got somebody that's doing these photos for me, and you know, I trust them to do it. But I mean, you know, folks like Ron and I, we just take it. We continue to try to find ways to take it a step further, to push out more creativity and just how far we can really go with something.
Yeah, like I said, one thing I love to do when I'm doing outdoor pictures, I love to make use of my surroundings. And like a real photographer, like for real, all you need is a small setting or a small little setup or location. You will never know where that person get that picture from.
Right.
A couple pictures I got from the alley. Just I done went inside outdoor from my apartment, from a tree. The angles, and it's all about what you can do with that picture.
That's real.
So you can learn different stuff. Like I said, like them point and shoots. I've definitely seen a couple of good pictures from that, but like say you're not controlling your camera. And one thing I love about one first question I always ask when doing talking to a photographer, are you shooting like I'm pretty sure you shoot manual, like auto, like what do you want to shoot with it? Oh yeah, I'm about to shoot auto and stuff like that. No, get on manual, man.
You got to have it all in your hands, like completely be able. And then what that'll teach you, if you learn manual on one camera, you've pretty much learned every camera that there is that you could possibly put your hands on. Now, they do have cameras that are far more advanced than what we have, and most people would view what we have as advanced as well, just because they can't create the same quality image that we would create. But it does go deeper, device to device, for sure.
And that's what I'm saying. I can put I can shoot my settings or how I shoot a picture on my Nikon. I'm a Nikon person.
Yes.
Versus, I can tell my settings to a Canon person and it don't work the same way. So you got to know your own camera and stuff like that, like white balance, stuff like that. I can tell my settings, give you my settings, but it might not come out the same way on your Canon or your different brand or whatever. So it's a matter of you learning your own camera. You have to learn your brand.
That's word. So for everyone, for our listeners that aren't photo savvy, like myself, like our two technicians here, because they are some technicians with the camera.
Thank you.
Learning the manual, is that the equivalent of learning to drive a manual as far as like a car, like a stick shift, opposed to like doing the automatic? Is that something that you both would say equivalent to what learning how to shoot manually with the camera setting? Is that right, or I'm like way off?
No, not really. I would say for like I say, you got right now we got auto, like changing the parking, changing the reverse and stuff like that, changing the drive, doing shift like stick shift. I never learned stick shift. Never actually want to learn that, but I can say that is manual.
Yeah.
You learn the car, changing the shift, choo-choo.
Right.
So that is that's a good analogy right there, for real. Right there, learning your car, learning your camera.
Righteous.
You got to take control of both. Like, you got to get where you're trying to go. So you just got to make sure you're shifting at the right time in the right place and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Right. Like the different speeds and stuff like that, like learning, you can just push your gas, you're already at 40, 70, 80. Like I said, shooting manual with those, or doing those cars, you're changing on gears. June. It's the same thing as learning your camera.
Okay.
Like the speed, you're going faster, if you're trying to catch that action shot, if you're trying to do different stuff, it's all about learning your camera. Manual.
Nice.
Important.
I don't know if we've already like touched on this, but since we're actually talking about equipment in general as far as cameras, one thing on the docket that I want to know, because again, I don't know much about photography as far as like the technical side of it, But what is your feeling about a mirrorless camera? And for and to all of the listeners, explain what a mirrorless camera is. Like, what's your thoughts about it? And then explain to all of our listeners that don't really know about mirrorless cameras. Explain to us what that is and how you feel about it.
In a way, I really don't know too much about mirrorless camera because, like, I just focus on Nikon. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to learn all the different cameras and stuff like that. But I know some people who shoot on the Sony and stuff like that, and I've just seen their pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lighter weight. Yeah, worry about a lighter weight camera. Like I said, there's no mirror. Like you just doing that. You can change lens. Like I said, I really don't know too much about it.
Yeah.
But I have compared some pictures, and like I said, the mirrorless one, that's what they're trying to gear to now. Trendy different bodies or whatever, but like Canon and Nikon, there's a couple of Nikon. Well, I'm pretty sure I've seen the Canon mirrorless one and Nikon, different ones out there. So each camera gives you a different setting. But like I said, I really don't know too much about the mirrorless ones, or I just never actually went to learn about it. But now you brought that up, I am. But I still probably gonna mess with my Nikon and stuff like that. Like I said, difference between Nikon and Canon, what I learned is some people is the color white balance close to the well, I learned that I'll just put like that. Put like this. Nikon is more for portraits. And do Canon, you can do portraits too, but like they do videos. I've just seen a couple of Nikon videos, but the Canon is more fit for videos and stuff like that. Like I said, Nikon, one thing was someone told me, Nikon basically really for photography.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. At my job, I mean, I got, of course I'm a CEO of Tech Life, but my job, we use a different variation of cameras. So we have some Sonys, we have some Canons, we've got, I think we have like maybe one Lumix somewhere, but like most of the settings Lumix are pretty good for video too. Like the DSLRs, they do pretty good in video. It's just when the stock footage with the log shooting for video, the color grade, you might want to just do something with the color grade. Other than that, it's pretty good. But with the Canon, the color grade coming out the camera itself, raw, off the chain. Like, it's just uncanny how good that damn color is. And
it's close to, like you said, it's more natural.
Exactly.
But like I said, with Nikon, it's the same thing, but they focus more on sharpness
exactly.
And the picture, and so they not close to the natural color balance of that picture. But more sharpness with Nikon, better white balance with Canon. And it's a matter of how you shoot your picture. Like I said, I know plenty of people who don't do too much editing on their picture because they shoot like I said, shoot the print.
Yeah, that's my goal. Every shot I take it's already done. All I need to do is just put my stamp on it and I move on. Because I don't really want to spend a lot of time. I am developing more of it's pretty much a craft anyway. But I mean, I'm developing more of a meticulous editing process, I'll use a word, but like I take my time. I mean, with every image, I take my time with every image. So like you give me 1,000 photos, that's why I might give you a 3-week turnaround time, because it's going to take me about 3 weeks to actually go through these and make sure it makes sense and that the story is being told for each image, So it's not, it's not a game. It's very serious, but it's a love. It's a love for it. It was hard. Speaking of Nikon, I'm also a Nikon user in-house. So it's like, it's hard. I was trying to leave Nikon for photography purposes. Like I was thinking about going to Canon, but it's just been hard because I started with that and I've had like 10 years invested of it at this point, and they're just really good cameras. And it's like when you get one of theirs, you feel like you're about to tell a story with it. It's like a digital pen, That's Nikon.
Yep. And like I said, Some people just go for video. Wise, someone always asks me, "What's the perfect camera of to start off with?" I always get my experience on the Nikon. Like I said, I don't know about Canon. But one thing what you said that once you learn a camera, it's the same settings on everything else.
Yeah.
The same thing. You can learn like universal language for real. You learn ISO, your shutter speed, stuff like that. But you just got to learn and control that camera.
Legit. Lock and load, rocking and shocking, baby.
All right, Ryan. So we're gonna close out the interview portion of the heavy side of the episode. We're gonna close out with this, man. So what's next for you? What's next for you in Blue Beast Creations? What do you have any big moves that you're planning on making in the near future, or any ideas, or what's next for you coming down the line?
One thing I want to do, like get a business license and actually like I say, I always talk to tech and tell them about it, just get your name incorporated and stuff like that, so that everybody can take your name and stuff like that. That's one thing what I want to do. Like I said, to the business, I don't want to like have some backlash when I first started off. When I finally get more professional,
right.
You've been doing that. So you, like I said, IRS and stuff, like pay you taxes and stuff like that. Oh, you need to pay this. You've been doing this, and once they find out, so that's one thing I want to do. Also, I am a freelance photographer. you help, like I'm on the spot, on the job photographer, but I could say, let's say each year I try to grow, do something new every year. So, like I said, I got my own little studio, buy new equipment, stuff like that. So I try to do something different every year. So like the year might it might never happen, but like I say, get more clientele, more business, like as into where I stop working, work for myself, stuff like that.
Yeah, when you take that crutch away, it changes everything. Like I've been pretty. I mean, I work, but even that job is still very entrepreneur mindset. Like it's really based off what you can produce there. And so, like every new hire that comes into the company, always, they always ask me, what's it like working here? The usual questions that they ask people, and I always tell them, find a way to become an asset and not a liability here. I was like, because if you become, as you're not producing, or you can't find some type of way to generate more business for the company and then opportunities for yourself, like showcasing what you're good at, what you're strong at, where that position pretty much just becomes yours, you'll find yourself working somewhere else. And with me, like my interviewing skills have really increased over the years because I really just got into having better conversations with people. And so I also try to utilize that on my shoots, even when it would be it photography or videography, because you learn more about the person. And then it also might give you a certain mannerism that you weren't expecting to get, or you might actually get the one that you were looking for instead of telling them, do it like this. Because if you tell them, do it like this, they're going to do exactly what you told them to do, but it's not going to be natural.
I definitely feel that for real. Like I said, when someone asks me, I'm always humble because like majority of the stuff I learned was self-taught after the intro to photography.
Right.
So I understand like someone try to, hey, why did you do this? How I need to shoot like this, or what I need to do. I understand the humbleness because I used to be the same way. So
gotta be humble.
I talk to different photographers, learn the craft. So I'm willing to get get the same knowledge. Why hide knowledge when like I said, too many eyes, and not enough weeds. So that was share your knowledge. Like I'm pretty sure it's competition, so there's plenty of competition out there. But if I want to learn, so I'm gonna ask a photographer. Like I'm part of the Huntsville Black Photographer group, so I can ask them a question. My top-notch photographers here in Huntsville, so like everybody top-notch. I get everybody their credit. Forget that.
Top five.
Yeah, everybody get their credit from me. Even you starting off or just learning the craft, you get your respect from me regardless of what. So I can ask a old head any question, they answer that. And you just gotta take that information. Like I say, you can lead a horse to water, can't make them drink it.
Nah.
So
You
you
can
can
water, but you can't make them think. Yeah, they gonna
you gotta take in the information you get and learn from it. Regardless of like I said, at the end of the day, it's you. Nobody's responsible for you. Do what you want to do.
Facts. Either that or you get rolled over.
Mm-hmm.
We are entering a section of the show that we like to call This or That. Give it to them. You know what I mean? This part of the show where if it was 2 or 3 choices, well, actually just 2 choices, you got to make a choice to decipher between what you would do and what you would not do.
His voice.
There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer, yeah? So the way we're going to do it, we're going to start with a list of questions, yeah? All right?
Yeah.
Bollocks.
Yeah, Mike.
All right, Mike. Hey, boys.
There we go.
Oh, chap. Man, I was talking to somebody like that on a shoot today because I got nervous and something was going wrong. So I started speaking in this really high British voice, and they thought that shit was so funny. I was like, yeah, this is my anxiety voice, guys. But I was like, do you have the chords? The chords, I need them. I don't have any sound over here.
Do you have the bloody cards?
Do you have the bloody cards? If you don't, I'm going to have to cut your balls. All right? You said you were bringing the mics. I don't see them. I don't hear anything. I need sound. How can we have a picture with no sound? You know what I'm saying? I was just like, wait, where the fuck? But for real, I was like, where the fuck is, where the hell is the chords? I was just like,
where's the girl?
What the fuck is going on? Where are the girls?
Where are the girls?
What movie was that from?
American Pie. American Wedding.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, Ron. So this or that. First question. Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, Dragon Ball Z. But like I said, you gotta appreciate the beginning. So
yep.
In a way, and you can't choose because like there's always been time you want to go back and watch the original.
Yeah.
First Kamehameha Wave, Goku defeating the Red Ribbon Army. There are hits and stuff like that. You really can't choose. Like you can choose. Like I said, more action. I appreciate Dragon Ball Z more than Dragon Ball, but it's a classic. You can't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Dragon Ball was more centered around tournament fighting, I think, before people realized that they had supernatural powers and stuff like that. So I feel you on that.
When they fought, when he first fought Piccolo, King Piccolo.
Yeah, Piccolo was people forget Piccolo was a villain starting out, you know?
Yeah.
So
he was the only black man on the show. Well, technically, just the Popo was black. He was dark. Like, he was just dark. But
yeah, he was dark.
But he wasn't like, I don't think he really came across as a black character. Like, the minority character to me was Piccolo because he was an outcast. But he was.
because the show they're technically Asians, right? Like they're and they came. Do you remember when they came out that Americanized silly ass live action Dragon Ball movie a few years ago? Like they actually cast white guy as Goku. I'm like, what the fuck?
Nobody trying to see that shit.
Well, like, I couldn't take that serious. I couldn't. I mean, yeah.
Or even at the beginning, the classic when he fought what was it, King, that little bald headed
Majin Buu.
I'm talking about Dragon Ball. It was like okay, I know the perfect battle. It was him and.
Side note: I recently purchased seasons 1 through 4 of Dragon Ball Z. So I got those I got them from Walmart, and they were both just $20 a piece. So I got those, and so I'm about to restart. But I'm actually trying to get my hands on Dragon Ball as well. They didn't have that in there. I may have to just try to look it up online and see if they got it online. They may not even have that in production on disc yet because it's so old. But they may also be holding it back because of the value of it. Kind of like how they hold all that back, and Kenan and Kel and all those other ones that we want to own, but they just haven't produced it. So, or maybe they have, and it's just they don't plan on selling it until later or whatever. Not Cartoon Network used to have the Funami. I think it was called Funami, and then like Sailor Moon would come on, and I fuck with Sailor Moon.
Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing, yes, Gundam Wing. Oh my god, Gundam Wing. Yes, Gundam Wing was my shit, bro. Like,
I was my nigga.
Every day after school, 6th grade, bro, I would get to the crib. I wouldn't even get on the game first. I'd be like, "Oh shit, Gundam Wing!" But because you had to catch it because we didn't have DVR back then.
Oh yeah,
you just had to catch it, and it would come on late at night. But like my ass would probably be damn near knocked out sleep or trying to do my homework at the last minute or some shit. It would come on again. It would come on twice in the same day, and it'd be like a replay from earlier or something.
Man, you cannot tell me like it was nothing better coming home on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Like, bruh, you talking about like, to me, my all-time favorite part of Dragon Ball Z was the Cell series with the androids.
Oh yeah, that was heavy.
That shit was like
deep. It was deep,
bruh. That lasted for a good minute. That lasted like
it's a whole season by itself.
Right. Mm-hmm. For a minute, I didn't think they was gonna ever beat Cell ass. It took Gohan with a spirit bomb. Like I thought that nigga was gonna like eradicate them for real.
But when you think about it, every season was literally a series of a villain that they were trying to train against to build up to beat. Yep. So I mean, it kind of Dragon Ball. That entire series is one of those series where you do want to own the entire anthology, and you can actually sit. You could probably watch about 5 to 10 episodes a day, or I don't know how many. I mean, it depends on how into it you are, but you just gotta grab you some popcorn, man, stretch out, and just get comfortable because it's gonna be a ride. And then in between that, now that we have the internet, we could do more in-depth searches and stuff like that on who and why and where. What was the origin of this particular character and stuff like that. Like you can really get off into it. And sometimes even watching the original content.
I want to say it's Japanese, but
we'll go. Yeah, it's actually entertaining watching it that way as well. So I mean, it's just a natural product.
Yeah, because I believe that's how it was originally supposed to be intended, was to be in the Japanese. Like that's what it was originally intended, and then of course it was Americanized. Like they dubbed it in English, for obvious reasons. But yeah, that's what it was intended for. Majority of those, they are intended to be in like the Gundam Wings and like the Sailor Moons and shit like that. They're all intended to be in Japanese format, but of course they have to dub it in English, because I can't speak Japanese. I can't read, I don't know what.
They slow down within the English subs. They slow that bit down, like.
Yeah, majorly.
Yeah, talk to us. Like, Japanese, they talk fast already. That's why I sleep, like I said, learn how to read more. Like, you read line by line. I love the Japanese sub. You can read the sub before, and it falls up within that action of that scene. Within the American version, like when you compare the American English dub of that, Japanese dub, it's slower.
I actually had a special one, considering that you both were photographers, but you both technically answered this or that during the interview portion. So I was gonna say Nikon or Canon, but you both have said Nikon. So I'm not even gonna ask that. But
I'm a Nikon baby. I know they people go. My homeboys, I share a studio with 4 of the photographers. They always be like, "Damn, Ron, you're a Nikon person." But like I say, you can't. I talk my shit with my pictures, but with them, they be like, you the sidekick. Like I always had those battles of Nikon and Canon with them as on a regular basis. I was like, forget you, bro. You just started off, or like, bro, forget you. I would love Nikon. So you need to go and switch your Canon, Ron. Go and switch your Canon, Ron. I said, no, I'm good. Well, I know already.
Fact.
But I love Nikon, so I'm a Nikon baby. So
do you have somebody in your camp that I mean, does everybody else just have Canon and you're the only Nikon person, or is it kind of like a mix up? Like, does somebody have a Lumix? Does somebody have something else?
Yeah, that was I think actually the photography on the studio at Florida Photography. They 2 of them shoot Canon. My homegirl Tate, I think it is. What was the one on the Lumix or something like that? And I think she got another camera too. It's different. Like everybody shoot something different, but everybody pictures. You talk like you know your camera. Talk your shit with your camera and stuff like that.
Facts.
So like I say, you can learn any type of camera. Everybody get the same. It's all about just getting the job done.
Couch or recliner?
Oh shit! I'm on my couch. I'm on my couch now, but a recliner, like when you just sit back and whatever.
Yeah. And it can be any type of recliner. You know, they got these new age recliners now that damn couches can be recliners now. So it can be the old school or it can be the new school. So
and then I'm saying like recliners, like it's the motion. You're reclining back and stuff like that. You can do the same thing like you get the couches that's turning to beds, couches that turning to recliners and stuff like that. But so I'll say a couch. But you can sleep on anything for real.
Facts.
Yeah, no bullshit. Yeah. What about you, Chad?
I'm gonna go with recliner as well. I'm a huge couch surfer though. I think as I've grown to love recliners a lot more, just because ain't nothing like sitting down in a chair that reclines back and then you just got your favorite series on and you just about to get into it. Like, and then you can, it's like you can eat in it, you can sleep in it. It's like there's so many things you can do in that on that piece of furniture. So it's hard choosing between the two. But if I had to pick between the two for where I'm at now, I would pick the recliner.
Okay.
And like I said, like recliner and couch, it depends on how your mood is.
Yeah.
You want to sit up. Like sometimes you don't want to always lay down. So you can sit up stuff like that. So it varies for real. I go with both. But if I'm like I said, if I'm eating, a couch, I'll just sitting up or whatever.
Right.
Recline. But you want to lay down, just chill, relax, couch. You can do both on the same thing. So it's really hard for real.
What about you, Jay?
Probably, man, that's a tough question. Because I fucks with couches heavy.
Okay.
But I have a deeper appreciation for recliners because I don't actually own one. So when I actually do get to sit in one, it's like, it's that,
yeah, that's how like you come to my mom's crib.
Yeah.
You're like, you got the recliner. Let me sit in this bitch.
Yeah. Your mom has a deluxe recliner. Like, it's like, you can fit like 2 people on it. Like,
it's big.
It's comfortable as shit. So, I would have to say recliner because I have a tendency, if I lay down, I'm going to go to sleep. That's just, now if I'm eating, that's different. But like, if I'm laying down, if I'm watching TV, odds are I'm going to probably be asleep because at that point, if I'm doing that, I'll probably have worked or I probably have chased my kids all around the house or did something to get me to that mode. So I'm gonna probably have to choose recliner just for the simple fact that I'll probably go to sleep if I lay down for too long.
Fly or drive?
Like of course, like for convenience and just to be quicker. Like I say, I'm pretty sure like there's a lot of people who can't sit on the road and drive all those hours and stuff like that. But you can fly, get there within like half the time or whatever. But
it's gonna cost.
Photographer, I would love to be a traveling photographer, and like you say, like you driving, so you're seeing different sceneries. You different see the on time country roads or highways or wherever you're driving over. But like I said, some people can't sit up for all those hours and deal with that.
Yeah.
But dealing with the band, we travel, so we went to different states and stuff like that. You fall asleep, and next thing you know, you're still on the road.
Right.
Yeah. So you can sleep on the plane. You there?
Have y'all ever had a trip? Have y'all ever had a trip that y'all flew somewhere in the band, or was everything always on bus?
On bus. The football team everywhere. Like that's one thing I heard that the football. There was some game they traveled, but of course they traveled by bus too.
Okay.
But all the time, like all our band trips, shoot. bus, 10-hour trip to a 12-hour trip to Texas. 10 hours on the bus. 10-hour drive. This and stuff like that. 6 hours. Everything was just riding. So like I said, that you could fall asleep and you're still on the road.
True. I like a combination of both because with driving you can see more of the scenery, and then like it's nothing like car time. Like car time, you can actually have like good ass conversations with people and stuff like that because it's a private conversation. On a plane, you can't even text anybody because there are no towers for you to be picked up on because you're flying over them. So unless you paid for the Wi-Fi, but nobody ever pays for the Wi-Fi on planes because it's jank. So
that may cost too much. I know my first time catching a plane was to Miami for a cruise, family reunion cruise, and it was with JetBlue. And like the Wi-Fi, like I think it was like $50, or some $70 just for that little Wi-Fi event. Like unless you're on a business trip or you need the Wi-Fi, you don't have to pay for the Wi-Fi for air trip.
Especially if you're not flying nowhere for like 12 hours, like Africa or something like that, you just don't need that. Like it's something, it's like, it's one of them moments where you just need to rest. Or if you got music downloaded to your phone or device, or respective device, you just utilize that like we used to do back in the day. When we used to carry CDs around and stuff like that. Like I was talking about that on my on Facebook earlier about how important it is to have an understanding of tangible ownership. Like you bought this disc, you own this disc. They can't, you know what I'm saying? Like when you buy a digital video, we'll just use video games as an example. When you purchase a digital video game, all you're doing is purchasing the license to play it. So you really don't have the game, you're renting it until you don't pay for it anymore. And so like if they ever decide to take it off, like how Netflix does movies all the time and stuff like that, if you see, that's why I tell people when they get on Netflix, like if you see a movie that you really like, you know, of course, watch it on Netflix, but then go ahead and order it so that way you just have it. And then if you ever want to watch it again, you just pop it in and go. Because Netflix they be putting shit on and they take it off in like 3 months. And depending on what it is.
Definitely right about that. I mean, been a couple of movies I want to go back and rewatch. After you watch it, I think they delete it or it don't be on your queue no more. Stuff like that. So I'm like, dang. I know. Right. So I'll go ahead and add it to my list. If it is right, add it to my list. So I'll go back and rewatch it. But other than that, after you finish watching that movie off Netflix, you're probably not going to see it again. You probably see it 1 or 2 more times, but you're probably not going to see that bit again.
Not as much as you want.
Yeah. Because
like,
because Netflix really now they're in the stratosphere of just pushing their own original content now. So their focus is really not on like movies that's not theirs anymore. I mean, granted, yes, they're going to get the licenses for them and stuff like that. But back in the day, prior to Netflix becoming their own, own stratosphere of stuff, you seen all kind of movies on there. You seen a lot of the popular movies that you like and love. Now it's kind of like it's whatever they can get their license on now, but they really focus more on pushing their own original content, which they got a lot of dope content now.
Yeah, they do. They got a lot of good stuff going on. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
I miss it. I miss when they used to have the WWE stuff on there because they would have some of the best documentaries.
Yeah.
And then when the WWE Network came out, of course they took all their licensure with them because they figured, Vince, knowing what was going to happen in the next 5 years, he just decided to make his own network. And so now people paying $10.99 just to watch the Attitude Era and stuff like that. But you can actually purchase discs. Like you can, buy the disc, like the pay-per-views, like from the pay-per-views to the shows to almost everything. You can buy it in tangible format, like discs. But I recently copped Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Remaster 1 and 2. I haven't played it yet, but I'm excited.
Oh man, we gotta play this shit.
Oh yeah, I'm with it, bro. It was $50 on the PlayStation Network. Guess how much? Guess how much it was in the store?
How much?
$33. And see, that's the reason why I say tangible item ownership is better, depending on the product. But most of the time, it's just better because it's yours. Like once you buy that disc, even if you don't open it, like I have a ton of movies that I purchased that I just haven't opened because I've seen them before, but I just, you know, haven't had a reason to open it because I wasn't going to watch it that day. I just wanted to get it in my collection.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah, you know how I feel about digital opposed to hard copies. I've always until the time that they force digital on us completely, I'm always gonna go with the hard copy because with me, when you think of digital, you thinking of like, okay, now you gotta download it. What if you lose your shit? Like, what if you lose your memory? What if you don't have enough memory? What if you gotta delete some shit to make room? It just kind of gets complicated. And then, granted, I know the whole thing you could take it anywhere, but nothing beats a hard copy of a movie, game, or anything like that. I was so sad the other day, bro. I went into the Best Buy that I go to is in Murfreesboro, right? So
Right.
Off Medical Center Parkway. So I went in that bitch the other day. They moved. They're actually in a different building now. So I went in there just out of curiosity because I just happened to be in the Murfreesboro area. Actually, when I went to go to Men's Warehouse to go get another fitting for the tux and whatnot, I stopped by Best Buy just for the hell of it. I was so sad, bro. They got like literally 3 rows of the movie section now. Literally 3 fucking rows. You
never thought you would see it.
Movies.
Yeah.
It was like three rows, bro. 3 rows.
You never thought you would see it with the movie section, but you did see it happening to the CD section pretty fast.
Yes.
That shit was gone in like a week.
Gone.
Definitely.
I was so disgusted, man, because I used to spend a lot of time in Best Buy, especially just looking at, because Best Buy, sometimes that was like, besides Movie Stop, you usually could find what you were looking for at Best Buy. So I would spend a lot of time in there just looking at the different sections of movies. Man, I was in Best Buy for probably like 15 minutes and I dipped, like, because it was. Sad. I was like, damn, like, where's the movies? Like, it was literally 3 rows, bro. I don't know if that's what the Best Buy is like now in Huntsville, because I haven't been to that one in a while. But I was disappointed in the Murfreesboro one, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
That one's kind of small, isn't it?
Actually, not anymore. It's actually they moved it to a different building, so the building is bigger. I mean, I've only been in there one time, so it's kind of weird looking because everything, the way they had stuff set up in the other building is much different than how they got it set up now. They got the movie section kind of like all in the cut. It's weird. It's it's kind of like an afterthought now. So it's like they just have them just to have them. But I just have a feeling sooner or later you probably won't even be able to buy a hard disk anymore there. So
they have those kinds of movies where they're mostly like $5 movies. So I would like bins. They have like tons of those, but that'd be where I'd be racking up at. I'd be like, yep, because people be like, "Oh, your collection is so vast." I'm just like, man, it's just from years of concentration and trying to find the right deals. But some films you just got to bite on the price. You be like, it's too good. I got to go ahead and get it. Like it might be $40. Like Avatar is one of those things where it would not come past $40. It would not come past $20. $29.99. It stayed there for like 5 years. And I think just now it got down to $19.99 or something like that. And that's regular Blu-ray.
I looked out and bought Avatar a few years ago. It was on sale for about $20. I went ahead. It was the disc. It was the copy. It was like the special disc one that has like I want to say it's when they were pushing 3D heavy, it was that version. So it was the Blu-ray, the 3D Blu-ray, all of that shit. So I ended up finding it for like $20. But like you said, that and what was it? What was the movie that we always was like, fuck, why is this fucking movie so high? The Sniper movie with Mark Wahlberg. Shooter. Yeah, remember we every time we would go just to see about that, it would always still be like $20. Like, and the movie was like 10 years old.
The movie was good.
Yeah,
it was damn good. I could say it might have been worth it, but shit, Interstellar was better. No, just kidding. It is.
Interstellar, man. It's Interstellar. It doesn't get too many. It doesn't.
Interstellar is one of the greatest movies of all time. Have you ever seen it, Ron?
Interstellar.
Interstellar. Bro, you don't know what you missed.
Oh man,
you need to watch that tonight. How late you gonna be up?
Dude, I got a couple of pictures to edit, but I gotta go work at 9. So
yeah, you need to watch that shit on Saturday if you off.
Bruh,
you need to just
it
watch.
Will change. It will change how you view.
It will change your mind.
Yeah,
about the world.
We shooting the wedding on Saturday, so I can't watch it Saturday.
Well, not this Saturday, of course, because we got a major thing happening this Saturday, bro. Shooting a wedding.
Sunday? More likely probably Sunday. Yeah.
Definitely.
Sunday afternoon, kind of. That's real. So, okay, here's a good one: DVDs or Blu-rays?
Blu-ray.
I would say, definitely Blu-rays, but like not every movie is on a Blu-ray, so that's why I say I'm a movie hoarder. That's like saying we were just talking about finding different movies and stuff like that, those classics for our collections. I have a section of Blu-rays. I have a whole section of DVDs. It's just all about just collecting the movie, but like I understand about quality.
Yeah.
You
can tell the difference depending on the player that you have it in. Like some players will have a good upscale rate where it almost kind of makes it like close to the same quality as a Blu-ray, but the sound quality won't be the same because you can tell that it was just different in the years prior. Like the technology was different. Like the DVD was what was sought after at one point in time because VHS was going out. And so I remember the first DVD we rented was The Black Knight with Martin Lawrence. And so I used to think, I was so dumb. I thought that you had to rewind the DVDs because I was so used to like rewinding the VHS tapes after saying you watch it. And so I would literally sit there, rewind the entire movie and watch it rewind until it stops. Then I would turn the computer. We didn't have a DVD player back then. We had a computer that had a DVD ROM drive in it. And so that's why that's how we were able to rent DVDs from the store to test it out to see what the hype was about. But my dumb ass, I was thinking I had to rewind that shit.
Yeah, DVDs, man. It was revolutionary, man, because DVDs, those DVD players when they first came out was about like $400 or $500 a unit. You know,
well, it was a whole game system.
Yeah, so if you had a DVD player and DVDs, you were on. I remember when we first got ours, the first movie that we got was The Art of War, which is a Wesley Snipes movie. He's like a secret. He's like some type of agent. I can't remember if it's CIA or one of those special type of agents or whatever. But that was the first movie that I seen on Blu-ray. And then I had this silly ass movie called Dude, Where's My Car? Which was a pretty bad movie today if you watch it, but it was kind of silly at the time when I was watching it. I was a big Ashton Kutcher fan at that time. I like Sean William Scott, who was Stifler in American Pie, so I was fucking with them really heavy. But yeah, that was I watched that movie like non-stop back in the day, and then but I never forget when my mom came home with a DVD player. That shit was amazing.
My first DVD that I owned, or one of the first ones I owned that I can vividly remember, was Jet Li The One. That was a good movie.
I remember that.
Yeah. We go back different times. Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I was very invested in the Jet Li at one point in my life. I liked just about every movie he made. In fact, I wrote the Wachowskis brothers, who directed the Matrix trilogy and other movies. They're like now not brothers anymore. They're more of like sisters now. Shout out to the trans community or whatever.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, they're. But anyways,
they both changed their genders.
Yes, both of them are women now. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No word. Have any words?
They actually, one of them actually is came back to direct the fourth Matrix that they're working on right now. But the other one, I don't think the other one's in like entertainment anymore. I don't know. So I don't know what the choices or if it was. I don't know what the decision, because at first it was only one that had changed their gender. And then eventually the second brother ended up changing his gender, so they both are the Wachowski sisters now, or if they even go by that. But but anywho, I tried to find them, because at that time, now you can like DM any person you want to now, but back then you didn't have that capability. So when they was talking about making a Dragon Ball movie, I wanted Jet Li to be Vegeta and I wanted Jackie Chan to be Goku. I thought those were going to be the perfect casting at that time in their careers. They were much younger, then. So, because, Jet Li, he has the seriousness of Vegeta. Vegeta went about his business. Goku had the gullible, the silliness, kind of like how Jackie Chan, he's pretty silly, but he'll kick your ass at the same time too. So, those were my dream castings of live action Dragon Ball. As you can see, I got the complete fucking opposite. So, yeah.
Weak. I mean, you did what you could.
I did what I could, bro. I probably wouldn't have been successful with it, but hey, that's when they were on, and but again, like I said, Jet Li was. I loved every movie that he made, like especially when he was in like the early and mid 2000s. He was dropping them hits
back to back.
Yeah, so that's a good analogy that I have Jackie Chan and Jet Li. So definitely, I could definitely.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, because I love Vegeta. Trunks is my favorite Dragon Ball character. He's future Trunks. He's my favorite Dragon Ball character, but Vegeta is a close fucking second. Father and son, go figure. But I really thought Jet Li would have been a perfect Vegeta because, of course, Vegeta ended up becoming more of kind of like a good guy towards the later seasons and shit. He kind of became had more of a personality towards the later. And actually start caring for people at that point. But yeah, fun fact.
That was good. That was a lot of good information. And it actually puts me in a movie watching mode. Like, it makes me want to go dig through my crate and see what I can find. But then I also spend a lot of time on Amazon just looking for stuff just to see if they've got it. And I just be building up a list of stuff that I plan on buying down the line. But what's more fun than Amazon is like when you just like I saw Ron on Snap the other day, and he was in like Books A Million, and he got like 40 movies for like $10. I was like, that be the shit. Like, you gotta steal, and he'd be like, man, he's like, you see all these movies? $10, and it was like 30-something movies. I was like, damn,
that's what I'm about to say. I'm a movie hoarder for real. Go to Books A Million, or I can go to Walmart. I get what I want, but if I walk past that movie section, I'm in that bed for a good hour.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's a must. It don't matter what I'm going to Walmart for. I could be going in there just to get a fucking loaf of bread, but you best believe I'm gonna hit that electronic section, the movie section in particular, and I'm about to see what they got. Yeah,
with Blu-ray, I got the Books A Million, like I said, tell you what you're talking about. And they got a $3 bin, they got an overstock sale. And of course they always do have those used movies. That's all they have, used movies. Buy two, get the third one free, or buy one, get two free, stuff like that. Of course they go at the highest value or the highest price of that movie, then you get the other they go for the cheapest ones, then they charge you for the highest one and stuff like that, or whatever. But I always go in there every once in a while. Like, I think they still got the same thing now. I bought all those new. I done caught up on my Marvel collection.
Oh, nice!
Just by going to Books A Million, and like I said, they got a $3 bin. I got the Blu-ray of, Blu-ray of Thor. I got Civil War. I have the original the Avengers, the first Avengers, stuff like that. Different ones, and like I said, it was in a $3 bin. Blu-ray for $3? Shit.
Nah, you can't. It don't get no better than that, bro.
Marvel?
Nah, because Marvel movies are fucking expensive. Like if you don't get those,
Maybe like
if you don't get
$20.
those on the first week they release, shit, you're gonna be paying about $30 for a Marvel movie. Easily.
And don't let them be a Ultra Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
That's like $40.
Hell yeah.
And like I said, I'm a movie hoarder, so I'm always collecting movies and stuff like that. I just bought the whole collection of Boondocks.
Oh, how much did you pay for that?
Of Amazon, I think I paid 50 something for that, 57 or 50.
They didn't have it in Blu-ray format.
No.
Okay.
Regular.
Yeah, I got that on my list too, but it says it's like 70.
Oh no, I found I seen that one. I said no, I found a cheaper one. And what is it don't play off my Xbox?
Oh yeah, because they have a regional block on their discs. Yeah, you got to buy a PlayStation. PlayStation doesn't have regional block on any disc, so you can play any movie in the PlayStation. And they've had that ever since the PlayStation 2, like that licensing. They've had that ever since then.
Okay, so that explains it. Other than like I just been playing off my Blu-ray up in my room, watching all everything. Been weak as fuck. But I was like, damn, why the hell is not playing on my Xbox? So thank you. Now I know.
Yeah, no pressure. I be on them forums. I be on them forums a lot. Like reading people talking about like what you can and can't do. And I'm in a couple of like nerd groups and stuff like that on Facebook. Like I'm in a lot of I was in like 4 or 5 different wrestling groups, learning different shit about wrestlers I didn't even know. But I actually got rid of a few of them because people be in there arguing and shit, and it ain't that deep. Like we arguing about shit that ain't even real. Like, I mean, yes, did Stone Cold lose to The Rock in WrestleMania X9? Yeah, he did because it was written as so. But it's like he would be getting like real deal heated. I'm just like, I don't need this kind of energy, bro. It's just like it ain't that deep. So I just leave. But I go back and find different ones that speak to the kind of fan that I am when it comes to wrestling, martial arts, etc.
I feel that.
Yeah. Well, man, look, about that time, gonna go ahead and wrap this here show up, Ron, if you want to give us your plugs and your handles, shout them out, and then that way they'll show up on the screen there if everyone wants to say. Oh, you're following me.
You're following me.
Well, like I said, my name is Randarius. You find me on Facebook, Randarius Spigner. Of course, a lot of people get my last name wrong. But
He on me. He on my ass.
straight like Randarius, RONDARIUS, Spigner, SPIGNER. But my Instagram, I'm about to set up a website. That's one thing. Another goal that I need to do, like I said, for improvement,
Sure.
for growth. Get a website. But most of our work I post on IG. Follow me at Blue Beast 2. Hey, check out my work. And like I said, what I just shot today, I've been over here peeping at my computer now.
I already understand. I got to edit a podcast show. I was supposed to do it after this, but it's not gonna happen tonight. I'm probably gonna try to pop up about 5 a.m. See if I can bang it out between 5 and 6. Cause I got an 8 a.m. appointment. So, and then tomorrow is a busy day, prepping for Saturday, honestly. So, got to go around and gather all the tools and everything. So, it is what it is. It's gonna be a good shoot, though. We're gonna have a good time
as usual.
Righteous.
Yeah, man. Free food. I can't eat most of it, but yeah, because I get out. I've been on a 21-day fast since September the 14th. So, but it was like a Whole Foods fast. Like you eat like raw foods, fruits and vegetables mostly, and then in between it, I was fasting on my own. Like I would do like a whole 24 hours with nothing. Or I do 2 days, something like that. So yeah, probably under 300 pounds. I mean, yeah, I'm tripping. I've got to be under 300 pounds. Ain't no way I'd be 100 or something because I'll probably be on this bitch looking sick.
Nigga, you'd be like, I'd be like, they'd be like, what's going on with Tech, man? I'd be like, shit. No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, yeah, man. I started eating this cereal and they got the little white squares in there. It just makes you feel funny. But that's all I want to eat. That's all I want to eat. I don't know.
Tofu, tofu. You know, people mess up a lot of names.
Killer tofu. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all boys, man, tonight. Jay, you got any last remarks?
Oh man, no, just shout out to Ron, Blue Beast Creations for joining us. Of course, like always, we're gonna have to welcome you back. You know, this has definitely been a dope episode, and also shout out to Ryan, our boy Ryan. Today is his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Ryan!
Well, yesterday was his birthday technically because it's 12:03 now. So
how old is he? 21.
He wish. So shout out to Ryan. Happy birthday, brother. Got you a shot waiting on you next time you hit to the crib. If you listening. So yeah, but other than that, just shout out to y'all boys, and hey, let's do this again.
Keep eating, bro. That's all I'm saying. We all just keep eating. That's it.
That's it,
Yes, sir.
Every way, every kind, every day, every way, man. But y'all, man, appreciate y'all tuning into the show. I've been your host, T.
And this is J-A-Y.
And we got Rada. We had Rada, a.k.a. Ron, Blue Beast, on the show tonight, y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. Stay your ass at home if you can. Wash your hands, wash your ass, all that good stuff. Just stay the freak clean, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Same corner next week.
Same corner next week.